Dole, also known as Dole Food Company and Standard Fruit Company, is an Irish-American agricultural multinational corporation. The company was founded on June 2nd, 1851 in the Kingdom of Hawaii, and was founded by Samuel Northrup Castle, Amos, Starr, Cookie, and James Dole, and to this very day the company is still alive and healthy. So, how did it become so popular? Let's find out. Early years from 1851 to the 1900s. Dole plc traces its origins to the foundation of Castle and Cookie in 1851, and Charles McCann's Fish, Fruit and Vegetable Market in the 1850s in Ireland. Castle and Cookie, a sugar and logistics company, was founded in Hawaii by Amos, Starr, Cookie, and Samuel Northrup Castle. Expansion and acquisition from 1900 to 1969. In 1899, industrialist James Dole moved to Hawaii. James was the cousin of Sanford B. Dole, who had helped overthrow the Kingdom of Hawaii in 1893 and became the governor of Hawaii in 1898. 2 years after James Dole's arrival, he formed the Hawaiian Pineapple Company, HPC. The HPC delivered its first shipment of canned pineapple in 1903. Early products of the Hawaiian Pineapple Company were not marketed under a practical brand name, often assuming the name of its distributors. In the early 20th century, pineapple was still relatively unknown, and James Dole and other growers mounted a marketing campaign in magazines in what the company now refers to as one of the first nationwide advertising campaigns in the United States. In 1927, the HPC began stamping its cans with the Dole brand name, with numbers to indicate the grade. These stamps ensured the Dole name would still be visible even if the label was changed by a distributor. The company made technological advances in the early decades of the 20th century in processing the fruit, most notably the Janaka machine, created in 1911, that made the canning pineapple commercially viable. In 1922, Dole purchased the Hawaiian island Lanai and turned it into the largest pineapple plantation in the world. The same year, Castle and Cookie acquired 33% of the company via lease agreement. In 1927, the HPC began stamping its cans with the Dole brand. By the end of the 1920s, the company grew more than 75% of all pineapples in the world. However, the Hawaiian Pineapple Company struggled to stay financially sound during the Great Depression, and Castle and Cookie took control of it in 1932. The HPC was renamed the Dole Company and became a subsidiary of Castle and Cookie in 1961. 2 years later, the company began expanding its fruit growing operations into Southeast Asia, opening plantations and canneries in the Philippines and Thailand. While the HPC was getting established, the tropical fruit trade was growing in Central and South America, primarily with the banana trade. One of the major players in that trade was Stanford Fruit and Steamship Company was established in 1906 by the Vaccaro brothers and Salvador de Antoni as Vaccaro Brothers and Company. However, the quartet had been making shipments of tropical fruit such as bananas and coconuts, as well as other items since 1899. The firm grew rapidly in its early years, establishing headquarters in Las Cabela, Honduras, purchasing, housing, and cargo ships, and building rail and telephone lines at its plantations. The company's rapid growth has been attributed to the destruction of property records in the early 20th century, leading to the firm to take control of large swaths of land with the support of the Honduran government. In 1924, the firm went public as the Standard Fruit and Steamship Company. In the 1920s, as Panama disease was destroying crops of the Gros Michael banana, Standard Fruit began looking for other cultivators to grow, settling on the Cavendish banana. Switching to the Cavendish allowed Standard Fruit to become the largest banana producer in the world by the 1960s. Standard Fruit merged with Castle and Cookie in 1968. While these companies were forming the United States, the McCanns expanded their operations in Ireland, opening a store in Dundalk in 1902. In the 1950s, the McCanns began consolidating with other companies in Ireland, creating United Fruit Importers and then Fruit Importers of Ireland, which became a publicly traded company. Expansions, sell-offs, and splits from 1970 to 2000. 10 years after its merger with Standard Fruit, Castle & Cookie acquired Bud Antle Incorporated, a California-based vegetable company. However, Castle & Cookie began to struggle financially and was purchased in 1985 by billionaire David H. Murdoch. After the purchase, Dole began expanding its offerings by purchasing other food companies, buying several West Coast fruit and nut producers and distributors between 1985 and 1990, including Bonner Packaging Company in California and Wells, and Wade Fruit Company in Washington. Meanwhile, in Ireland, Fruit Importers of Ireland purchased fiefs from Shakura in 1986. Murdoch separated Dole and Castle & Cookie in 1996, turning the latter into a real estate development company. And now we come to the present, which has been happening since 2000, recovery and merger with Total Produce. In the early 2000s, Dole struggled financially and was nearly bankrupt. Murdoch rescued the company, which had been publicly traded, and it took private in 2003. During the same period, lawsuits related to the use of pesticide DBCP were filed against Dole. The company, along with Shell and Dow Chemical Company, was ordered by a court in Managua, Nicaragua, to pay banana workers $489.4 million in 2003, but the companies declined to pay the fine. In 2007, a California judge awarded $2.3 million to Nicaraguan bananas workers who sued Dole for its DBCP use. However, the ruling was overturned in 2010, with another judge noting a lack of evidence connecting the workers to Dole plantations and fraud committed by the plaintiffs' lawyers. Swedish filmmaker Fredrik Britton made a documentary about the latter lawsuit entitled Bananas, which led to a defamation lawsuit by Dole. Dole lost the suit and was ordered to pay the filmmakers SEK $1,400,000 SEK. Gretchen made a follow-up documentary about the defamation suit that premiered in 2012 entitled Big Boys Gone Bananas. Total Produce was spun off from Fifes in 2006 as a fresh fruit and vegetable business separate from the tropical fruits business of Fifes. Upon establishment, the firm was one of the largest produce companies in Europe, leading in Ireland, Spain, Sweden, Denmark, and the Czech Republic. In 2007, Total Produce expanded further into the United Kingdom, purchasing British firm Redbridge Holdings for £11.75 million. In 2009, Dole was sued by families of banana workers in Colombia who alleged that the company had bankrolled matillas that killed thousands of Colombians, including trade union organizers. The suit was dismissed with prejudice in the following year. Murdoch took public again in 2009, raising $446 million in the process. In 2012, Dole reached a deal to sell its packaged food division and Asian fresh produce operations to the Japanese firm Itoch for $1.7 billion, with the purchase concluding in April 2013. As part of the Ichwa deal, the Dole brand continued to be used for some packaged food products worldwide and fresh produce in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand, although the Dole Food Company had no business involvement for these products. In August 2013, Murdoch reacquired Dole as a private company at valuation of $1.6 billion. He and Dole Food Company President Michael Carter were later sued by investors for undervaluing the company during the Itoch deal, and in 2015, a judge in Delaware ordered the pair to pay shareholders $148 million for internationally lowering the value of Dole stock prior to the buyout. Total Produce purchased a 45% stake in the Dole Food Company in 2018 and merged with Dole in 2021 to form Dole plc. Dole plc began trading on the New York Stock Exchange in July 2021. And there's the history of Dole. How did it become so popular? Well, I think with all the acquisitions and mergers, that they have done all over the years, that is how they became very popular, and I think that's how they were able to be so popular to this very day. I cannot speak at all today. But anyways, with all that being said, I think I'm going to end off this video. If you guys haven't enjoyed this video, please make sure to like button, and also don't forget to subscribe, because I try and do videos every single day. I know that I've been very far behind on videos lately, but I am trying to get back in my groove with it. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss a single video I upload on this channel. And also don't forget to do the same on my other two channels as well, including Exotic Game Walkthroughs, where I do walkthrough videos for you guys, and Dance Plays, where I upload the RMVs with the swearing in them, and some exclusive content on there for you guys as well. And until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!